Welcome to the Vacation Races and Friends podcast, a podcast about events, travel, and the people who love both. Find more episodes at vacationraces.com. Welcome back to our Vacation Races and Friends, a Grand Circle Trailfest podcast race guide. We are excited to welcome you to Zion. That is what day number 2 brings, and this is always a fun day. I feel like everybody has settled in by day number 2, and they are ready to go, and they are ready to have fun. Of course, I've got Dane Craig, and I've got Anna Basso with us. They are the race directors for the Grand Circle Trailfest. And guys, Zion, I know, Dane, it's not technically your backyard, but it's sort of your backyard because you spend enough time here in Southern Utah. So we're gonna say that it's your backyard. So this one's pretty close to home for us. We absolutely love this course, and we're going to talk all about it and get you all ready to go. The first thing you need to know is, what is our theme for day number 2? Because everybody wants to know the theme. Of course, you're welcome to go as big as you want to go with this theme, or you can just ignore it. It doesn't even matter. But this theme for day number 2, Zion is just too pretty. So guys, pull out the tutus, something rainbow, pink, purple, sparkly, make it easy. We're going to have 80s and 90s themed music for you. And if you want to level this one up, 80s style makeup and hair. I'm just saying. Dane, what would you do for 80s hair? See, guys can't do 80s hair. They can't.
I can't do 80s hair. I could maybe pull off, because my hair's like real thick and coarse. I could maybe pull off a early 80s Bono mullet.
Oh.
But I couldn't do like the flock of seagulls wave or anything like that.
Right. You know, you could always do the Bret Michaels, the Poison thing with the bandana on. Lyle could pull off the Bret Michaels really well with his long hair. Yeah, that would be.
Oh yeah,
that'd be intense. He could do that. But Anna's got enough hair.
Axl Rose.
Anna's got enough hair that she could do some serious 80s hair. If we crimped her hair all up, can you imagine how large it would be? It'd be good
Big
stuff.
Hair don't care.
Oh, it'd be good stuff. So that's what we're looking for. Zion is just too pretty, and it is just beautiful.
For over 40 years, Nathan has provided best-in-class running essentials designed to help runners enhance and improve their performance mile after mile and year after year. From our hydration vests and handhelds to our safety gear and apparel, Nathan products deliver on what matters most to you: intuitive design, comfort, quality, and smart storage. Check us out at nathansports.com or follow at nathansports Inc. on Instagram.
Dane, I want you to introduce us to this course here in Zion, day number 2.
Okay, so day number 2 is going to roll pretty similar to day number 1, only a little stiffer and slower out of bed. So
unless you went to the elevated legs, unless you went and, saw John, you did a little elevated legs, did some yoga, got a massage, you might be good to go.
Yeah, you could be in good shape. So we'll have grab and go breakfast again at 5 a.m. And then 5:30, we'll start loading those shuttles if you signed up for a shuttle from Kanab to the start line for Zion. And if you didn't, then we recommend heading out probably by about 6 a.m. It's going to take you about an hour to get from Kanab to the start line of this race, which is going to be out in Apple Valley. We're going to be running on the Wire Mesa Trail out there in Apple Valley. So again, just like we did on day 1, we're going to have a rolling start. Only this time there's no shuttle ride from the parking. Our start line is going to be right there by where we're parking everybody. So we're going to park everybody on this big property out there in Apple Valley. It's going to be a beautiful morning. You're going to see the alpenglow that Colleen likes to point out coming up over the
It's my favorite word.
It's going to be out there by Smithsonian Butte. It's going to be beautiful. And then we are going to run down Smithsonian Butte Road, which is a wide dirt road. So not the first few miles won't really be trail. They're just going to be wide dirt road. But as you descend to Wire Mesa, you're just going to have these spectacular views of Zion Canyon. It's really just amazing. The canyon's a little ways away, but the views make it feel like it's just right on top of you. It feels really big and it's really beautiful. So we'll run down this dirt road where we'll hop onto the Wire Mesa trailhead. And the Wire Mesa trail is a loop. It's about a 8-mile loop. So all in all, will just be a little over 10 miles for day 2. And the Wire Mesa trail there's not a lot of elevation, right, Bryce? There's a lot of climbing. you're starting at elevation and then there's a lot of elevation gain. Wire Mesa is not like that at all. We're starting at a lower elevation. We're going to drop down to the Mesa, and then the Mesa isn't necessarily flat. There's some rollers, right? Because you're running up and down some sandstone and everything, but there's not significant elevation gain. The Wire Mesa trailhead is not terribly technical as far as trail running goes. And so in the Zion area, there's lots of trails that get very technical, very loose rock, really, really narrow single track, things like that. Wire Mesa is not that. If you're an inexperienced trail runner, though, it will be technical. You're going to be running over some jagged rock that's sticking up out of the dirt. You're going to be running over a little bit of loose rock, and you're going to be climbing up and down a bit of slick rock, which is sandstone. And it's not slick, despite its name. Unless it's wet, then it's slick. But under normal conditions, it's kind of pretty grippy. Wire Mesa is probably one of my favorite trails to run. It's not necessarily my favorite trail, like in terms of hiking reviews and everything, but it's one of my favorites to run. I really feel like once you get on the trail, you can get in kind of, I think Anna described it once, like the weave of the trail, the flow of it. It really kind of, you just get in a little bit of your own rhythm, and it's a lot of fun. And so you'll be out there overlooking, Rockville and some of the town down below and the Virgin Valley, and you'll see the Virgin River winding its way all the way up into the main canyon of Zion National Park. So really pretty views. And you'll finish that loop around Wire Mesa right back at the trailhead, which is where the finish line will be. And you'll finish there and then ride a shuttle just a couple miles back up the hill to where you parked your car.
Yeah, super. It's really pretty easy on this one. Anna, how long's the drive to get out there from Kanab to the Apple Valley parking area?
The drive is just about an hour. So if we want everybody there parked by 7, I'd recommend leaving no later than 6. There is a section of dirt road just before you get to the start line. It can be washboardy at times, and because it's dirt road, you'll get off Highway 59 as you approach Apple Valley. And then for about 3 miles to the start line, it's a dirt road. So keep in mind, cars will probably be going a little bit slower. So it's not a bad idea to leave by 5:45 on this day, even though it's a shorter drive.
Yeah, just maybe get a little bit of traffic backup. And if you don't know what a washboardy road is, it literally is just that. It looks like a washboard, and it's caused from the vibrations of the cars over and over again on this dirt road that kind of makes these little dips, these really close together dips and ledges, and it just makes it for a little bit of a bumpy ride. But the road itself, it's not rutted out. It's very drivable, even in a passenger car. You're just fine on that. It just gets a little bit of washboardy, but yeah, pretty simple drive. It's pretty straightforward drive, and it is beautiful. Once the sun comes up and you're actually driving back to Kanab, I love that stretch, and it has just some beautiful mountains. The Canaan Mountains are right there. It's just a really, really a beautiful area. And like Dane said, this Wire Mesa, it's definitely a favorite of mountain bikers and trail runners in this area, and you guys get quite a treat. Nerding out on data, perfecting the optimal training and nutrition plan, aiming for progression in PRs. Sound like you? Well, Gnarly Nutrition can relate. Featuring a full line of honest sports nutrition products, Gnarly provides the best nutrition possible for all types of mountain athletes. Because they offer great tasting and reputable products, Vacation Races trust Gnarly to be the on-course hydration sponsor. With the low-calorie, high-electrolyte Gnarly Hydrate for shorter races and the calorie, electrolyte, and amino acid-filled Gnarly Fuel 2.0 for longer races. Gnarly is here, taking the bonking out of your big day. Use code VACATION15 during checkout at GoGnarly.com for 15% off. Anna, what's your favorite views on this Wire Mesa?
Some of my favorite views are early on when you start. So as a runner, when you descend down to get to the trailhead, you're going to be running counterclockwise. And so you're going to see those views of Zion Canyon early on, even before you get to the trailhead, like Dane says. The cool thing is the sun's coming up, and it just kind of brightens up and gets better and better as far as your view as the day goes on. So my favorite viewpoint is early on in that trail, maybe the first mile when you actually start on the loop of the trail. I do want to point out that though it's a mesa, you're never going to be on a cliff edge. So if you're afraid of heights or anything like that, don't be concerned. You're going to have these gorgeous views, but you'll be able to be a distance enough from the ledge. You won't feel unsafe or anything like that.
Yeah, whatever your comfort level is, you can definitely have that on Wire Mesa. And there's just gorgeous views. Like you said, West Temple is one of the highest peaks that you can see in Zion Canyon that rises right above, and it's such a prominent feature right there, and it's just going to be absolutely gorgeous. So will be easy. Our start line procedure is going to be just like it was on day number 1. We'll have gear check available for you. It probably will not be quite as cold at the start line here in Zion as it was on day 1 in Bryce Canyon. So a little more mild, and it also will probably get a little bit warmer and warm up faster as we're at lower elevation. I want to say we're about 4,000 feet there, maybe even 3,500. So much less. If you remember with Bryce Canyon, we started just below 8,000 feet and climbed up from there. So much lower. Things are going to feel a whole lot better. And just a good race all around. Is there any specifics about the shuttles, Dane, or anything that people need to know, or pretty straightforward?
Yeah, day 2 is really straightforward. Again, the parking lot for everyone is the same as the start. And then there's just a short shuttle ride back up the road that you run down from the finish line to the parking lot. So it'll be real straightforward, not complicated at all for everyone. And then when we finish, you can just hop on that Highway 59 and head right back to Kanab. But I would recommend going from Highway 59. There's a couple roads that run perpendicular that cut across over to Highway 9, which is the main road that goes into Zion National Park. So if you go down Highway 59 a little bit further and you take Sheep Ridge Road, it's a dirt road that'll connect you over to Highway 9. And then you just take Highway 9 right up into Springdale and the main canyon of Zion National Park. Or you can go all the way around through the town of Hurricane and Laverkin and make your way up Highway 9 to Zion National Park. So I would recommend going that way, because then you can drive in, you can go on some hikes in Zion. At the very least, you can drive through the Mount Carmel tunnel over to the east exit of Zion, which then takes you down to Highway 89, which then connects you down to Kanab. So at the very least, you should drive in through Zion and go out the east entrance to Zion National Park, down to Highway 89 and go back to Kanab.
You can make a giant
that way
loop.
You'll get to drive through the canyon, you'll see Zion, and it's a really pretty drive.
Yeah.
And it also connects you to a few hikes and trails. So at the least, you should do that. You'd be selling yourself short, especially if you've never been here, not to go down that way and drive through the main Zion Canyon.
And if you want to see the main canyon in Zion, there is a shuttle system that's in place. You park at the visitor center that's right outside of Springdale, and you would jump on that shuttle and you can ride the shuttle up into the canyon, which will get you access to those points that everyone wants to see, like Angel's Landing, and also up into the Narrows and things like that. So shuttles do have, it's kind of a first come, first serve thing in Zion Canyon right now. So just plan for that it may be a little wait to get on. But if it's your only chance to get in and see the canyon, I would definitely recommend trying to jump on the shuttle and see it. And if you get through I just have to say the pro tip, if you get through the Mount Carmel tunnel, you'll know when you go through it because it's hard to miss. And you get out of the final tunnel, and on the left is the overlook hike, the Zion Canyon overlook hike. If there is a parking spot, just take it and go on the hike. It's super short. It's like a half mile, and it's one of the biggest payoffs for such a short distance. No elevation gain. I mean, you might have to climb up a little bit, but once you're out onto that east side, out of the tunnels, look to the left. There's also parking on the right. If you see a parking spot, grab it and go on that little hike. That would be my pro tip for you right there. What's fueling your race? Is nature powering your run? Nature's Sunshine puts the power of nature into your hands with world-class herbs and supplements, protein powders, and active nutrition formulas designed to keep you healthy for the long haul. With nearly 50 years of expertise and an impeccable reputation for excellence in the natural health industry, we're proud to partner with Vacation Races to offer you 15% off your order. Just use promo code NSPVR at checkout. That's NSPVR. Live better, climb higher, dream bigger, dig deeper, and power your game with the power of nature at naturesunshine.com. Zion has lots of good stuff to offer, and then we'll get you back at Of course, our Festival HQ for Friday night. And we've got more stuff available for you. Of course, the recovery zone. We're going to have elevated legs there. Yoga is going to start at 3:00. We also have some speakers who are going to start speaking at 4. Anna, will you tell us who's going to be speaking in the afternoon?
We have our very good friend. His name is Rob Rich. He helps out at Trailfest and a lot of our ultra marathons, helping run the aid stations and so on. If Rob is there running, you're probably going to meet him and he's going to become your best friend. He's such a good motivator. He's really kind to everybody. And if you're down in a rut, he's going to help you out. He's one of the best guys to work with at our ultras because he pulls a lot of people out of the dumps when they're kind of at a loss and gets them back on the trail. So Rob is a great guy, and he's also has a really good program he and his brother are a part of. It's called Addict to Athlete, and he will be presenting on that, having to do with people who are dealing with addictions, and they basically turn their life around, and they are doing things for a cause, running for people that have maybe passed on before them. And you actually have a chance to meet Rob at the Festival HQ when you pick up your bib. So make it a point to go meet him, and he's also going to be speaking on that Friday at 4:00.
Yeah, and you don't want to miss that. He has quite a great story about his niece.
Yes.
And things like that he will share. And he just might be wearing red lipstick. Don't be concerned. It's totally fine. It's just something that he does. So we'll have Rob speaking at 4:00. And then dinner starts at 5, right, Anna?
Yep. And dinner and beer garden.
And beer garden.
Up at 5.
Perfect. And the most important thing is what is for dinner. Sweet and sour chicken over white rice. That makes me hungry just thinking about it. With stir-fry vegetables. And our veggie option for that is a vegetarian chicken nugget, which that just seems like an oxymoron right there. But I guess it is a plant-based chicken nugget of some sort. So, of course, a vegetarian option every night, but we don't have a vegan or a gluten-free. So just keep that in mind that it is vegetarian, but sweet and sour chicken. So that sounds pretty good. Dane, what else do we have going on at Festival HQ on Friday?
Yeah, at 6, we'll have Wander Project and another one of our nonprofit partners, Navajo Yes. And they're just going to be given a little presentation. And then at 6:30, we'll have our Zion Awards. So that'll be our top 3 male and female from that day's race. And after that, we'll kind of give a course preview for the day 3 race. Oh, and I skipped over
I was
our
saying
Navajo hoop
the hoop dancers.
5:30, yeah.
We have the hoop dancers. You don't want to miss that.
No, at 5:30. So our friend Tomas, he lives out in Page, Arizona, near the reservation, and Tomas comes out and they do some cultural presentation, some Navajo hoop dancing, and they explain a lot about some of the Navajo belief system and some of their cultures and traditions, and does all of that through their hoop dancing and song. And it's great.
He's
it's
a world
favorite,
champion
it's
hoop
one of my
dancer.
favorite things.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's world champion. It's amazing. It is so cool.
Which you might be thinking like, how hard can it be? But when you see what he does, it's like a athletic performance.
Yeah.
It's theatrical. Like it's a whole lot of things. It's really cool.
Yeah, and you get to learn about their regalia that they wear and different things like that, and the different dances and what they mean. It really is such a great thing. And that's at 5:30. Is that right, Dane?
Yeah, that'll be at 5:30. And then we'll have Wander Project and Navajo Yes. And then we'll do our award ceremony for Zion, and then our course preview for day 3. And then in the evening, as it starts getting darker, but when everyone maybe isn't quite ready to go to bed yet, we're going to have part 1 of our trail running film festival screening. So we're just going to have the Trail Running Film Festival is a collection of short films about trail running and trail runners. And there's some really interesting stories in there and some fun films. And so we'll screen a few of those Thursday night before dinner ends at 8, and then the beer garden closes at 9, and then quiet hours again at 10 p.m.
Okay, so it sounds great. And we'll have lots of giveaways and fun prizes and games and things we'll give some prizes away with our theme. So Zion is tutu pretty. Remember that. It's tutus. Wear something rainbow, pink, purple, sparkly. Level it up and give us 80s style makeup and hair. And also, don't forget, Race Joy is available for our Zion course as well. So you can use a Race Joy tracking app when you're out there. And the Spark Challenges app. We have a Zion Explorer Club that's going to give you some ideas of other things that you can do in Zion. So we have lots of things going on. Zion is definitely a beaut. She's beautiful. So make sure to go check her out. And like I said, our staff, we love this area. It's our backyard. So if you do have any questions or want some suggestions, just come and talk to us because we can talk your ear off about all the fun things and the hidden gems that we have. There's so much more to Southern Utah than just Zion National Park. There's a lot that can be seen while you're there for us. So, all right, day 2 seems pretty straightforward. Zion it is. Anything else that we have, guys?
Nope.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys back. Day 3 of the Grand Circle Trail Fest. We are headed to Horseshoe Bend, right outside of Grand Canyon National Park and the Lake Powell National Recreation Area. See ya. You've been listening to the Vacation Races and Friends podcast. We'd love your feedback. Email podcast@vacationraces.com with comments, concerns, or stories you'd love to share. Make sure to watch for more episodes coming soon to vacationraces.com. This episode was produced by Colleen Rue in the Festival Sound Studio. For information about music licensing, contact Dane at vacationraces.com.